It sort of keeps coming up in my mind about the pressures of the job. I think people do sacrifice a lot in their personal life to do this job, and that does have impact, obviously, on just your mental health.
Ultimately, we're called to a scene because the people there can no longer handle that scene. And anytime you're the person who takes control, there's a lot of stress involved in that. Am I taking control of this correctly? Am I doing the right thing? And all those scenes aren't necessarily calm scenes. There's this concept that if you're in this profession, you're supposed to be able to mentally handle the profession. And if you can't, then you're just in the wrong profession. We are all human, whether we want to agree to it or not. We are not robots. The truth is that it's a really emotionally draining job, that if you see things that we're just not meant to see,
when you work on the ambulance, it's you and them, and it's on you to try to get them there alive. Sometimes I'm fortunate and I can do that. Sometimes I lose that. And it's happened, I can't tell you how many times.
From the moment the ambulance crew sign on, there is, as ever, an emergency waiting. Demand for this service is at the highest escalation level, described simply as extreme pressure.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey? This is a wild game of survival. This is a wild game of survival.
breathing.
Hey you, I'm just now leaving. Can I come around later on this evening? Or do you need time? Yes, of course, that's fine. Hey you, good morning. I'm sure you're busy now. Why else would you ignore me? Or do you need space? You can't help it if your mind has changed. So go ahead and break my heart again. Leave me wondering why the hell I ever let you in. Are you the definition of insanity? Or am I? Oh, it must be nice to love someone who lets you break them twice. You're so blue, are you still breathing? Won't you tell me if you find that deeper meaning? Do you think I've gone blind? I know it's not the truth when you say I'm fine. So go ahead and break my heart again. Leave me wondering why the hell I ever let you in. Are you the definition of insanity? Or am I? Oh, it must be nice to love someone who lets you break them twice. Don't pretend that I'm the instigator. You are the one, but you were born to say goodbye. Kissed me half a decade later. That same perfume, those same sad eyes. Go ahead and break my heart again. Leave me wondering why the hell I ever let you in. Are you the definition of insanity? Or am I? Or am I? It must be nice to love someone who lets you break them twice.
What is dementia? Dementia is the name for a group of symptoms that commonly include problems with memory, thinking, problem solving, language, and perception.
Don't lose faith. I know it can be so hard some days. Go hide your face. But when you're ready, come back to your place. Here, right by me. Take all the time you need. And when you feel you can't be found, caught up in the mess around, when the walls are crashing down, I'll be your solid ground. When you think you lost the light, stuck in the starless night, lift your eyes and watch the sky. I'll be your satellite.
Dementia is caused by a loss of nerve cells. It is a progressive condition, meaning that symptoms gradually get worse. As more and more cells die, the brain starts to shrink.
It's true, I promise you, that no one knows what they're supposed to do. We just run up these walls, and we climb just to fall, and we hope it's enough to be thought of. And when you feel you can't be found, caught up in the mess around, when the walls are crashing down, I'll be your solid ground. When you think you lost the light, stuck in the starless night, lift your eyes, watch the sky. I'll be your satellite.
Common symptoms of dementia include problems with day-to-day memory, concentrating, organising and planning, as well as difficulties with language and visual perception, and changes in mood. However, each person will experience dementia differently, and the symptoms depend on the areas of the brain that are affected. For example, if cells in the temporal lobes start to die, that person might have difficulties with their language. Nerve cell death in the occipital lobes can cause problems with vision.
My list. I get signed it and agreement. Oh dear.
and many of the diseases that cause it are terminal.
People with dementia have experiences like this every day. A little bit of understanding, tolerance, and patience can make all the difference. Find out how to become dementia friendly. Contact Alzheimer's Society today.
I came with him, but not for the reason of, when he came here, my vote was a different reason. I'm searching for something. I'm not really, I'm straight, I'm a straight thinker. But I always believed in individualism. So I like people that are self-expressing, and I don't believe in downgrading people that sympathize. I mean, if a person really, wants something, they'll go out and get it, right? Well, I found something too, because, you have to give up a lot just to find yourself. And it's crazy. I did New York. I don't know. I couldn't really say. Mostly I was searching for myself because I couldn't. There's no answer to what I want. You just have to look for and find it.
Millions of people come here, they don't know where they're going. I do. To come here to find an answer. I came in with millions of the answer.
you never like think, you know, your drink's gonna get spiked. You just think, oh, it'll never happen to me. Never in a million years. I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy.
I was really dizzy. I was always really worried that I was going to faint. The heart palpitations, the sweaty palms. I felt that I wasn't real. And I just felt like my legs weren't there anymore. I was shaking just uncontrollably.
Most civilized people are out of touch with reality because they confuse the world as it is with the world as they think about it and talk about it and describe it. Now, of course, reality is a dangerous word. A philosopher will ask me, what do I mean by reality? Am I talking about the physical world of nature? Or am I talking about a spiritual world? Or what? And to that I have a very simple answer. And reality itself is not a concept. Reality is and we won't give it a name. That doesn't mean to say that the real world is a perfectly featureless blank. Now, it's amazing what doesn't exist in the real world.
Hold on to me, don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free, last name is down. She will still believe in where we're from. Man's right flower, it's an every little thing. Man use a power, spirit use a wings. Freedom, freedom. Hold on to me, don't let me go. She just needs to eat, run antelope. Your first name is King, last name is Dumb. Cause you still believe in everyone. When the baby first beat, when the night sees undone, when the whale hits the sea, when they're taking us, freedom, breathing.
This respect, it's unlike almost all other things that we do, except perhaps making music and dancing.
He left us the sun, and it's in the air, organisms in the sea. Sun and yes, man, are made of the same things.
We can understand that the point of life, the place where it's at, is simply here and now.
I was 22 when I was raped.
I was 19.
I was 20. Didn't report it for, 1,000 reasons, a million reasons. I had thought I was in control of a situation that I was not in control of at all.
Everyone was gonna go, this girl just, slept with this guy and changed her mind.
I blame myself for putting myself in that situation.
I knew that I had no proof.
I could hear people's judgment saying, well, why did you do that? It was your fault.
I didn't know that I was important enough to draw boundaries around what people could and couldn't do with my body. He wants to come forward with the literal most violating thing that can happen to you and relive it and then have people telling you that you're making it wrong. up to a survivor to decide what they do with their story. It's up to them if they want to report it or not. I don't want this to be part of who I am. I hated myself a lot at the time.
We are violated, we are harassed, we are touched, we are trapped, we're scared. And we just take a chip on the shoulder and we keep our lives going, and that's not fair to us.
And I think it would be wrong to tell them that they don't get to decide what happens next.
Today I looked up how long it would take to drown. Today I looked up how long it would take to drown. How long can you hold your breath before you can't hold your breath any longer? And how long until your lungs give out and the sound that used to fill the void quiets like a mouse at midnight, searching for its piece of the pie? Today I stood in front of a window and imagined what it would be like to fly. No, I didn't. I imagined what it would be like to jump outside the frame that caged me inside. But my better judgment said it wouldn't be very kind if someone you cared about found you. That's the voice that plays like a tape on rewind. 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 It wouldn't be fair to a stranger either. Today I'm reminded of the time I watched a man jump into a highway when I was just 17. The car lights on either side of the upper portion of the auto route below standing at attention, staring off into the distance, just waiting for the road to clear and the way to the coat of their loved ones to be made. Death is a strange and hollow inconvenience when you think about it. There's a blank face that quickly and abruptly finds its way to all who witness something of that magnitude. It's not empathy, it's not sympathy, it's more of a forced, intrinsic, and integral self-reflection. Why would someone do such a thing? What could drive someone to that type of depth? Could I be driven to such depths? Would I ever be able to jump? There is no place to be soft in these moments, jump. There's no time to be caught in this moment, jump. There's no need to believe there ever was a moment, jump. Sigh, believe, relief in this moment. 'Cause I could never be the one to be in this moment. Or could I? Jump. Today I looked up how long it would take to drown. Do you first hold your breath? Do you exhale all of your problems and worries before casting your thoughts to the bottom of an otherwise empty place below the poverty line of depressed thoughts and the sad calamity of a haunted house you've called home? I don't know. Maybe someone out there has an answer. But for now, I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that today I looked up how long it would take to drown.
Does she know that we bleed the same? Don't wanna cry, but I break that way.
It's like a cleansing that you finally get to be honest about what's going on inside of you, because it can destroy you to just keep it all in.
I was just always so worried about hurting the people that I loved and disappointing my parents. I was shaking and I couldn't say it right away. Like, the words could not come out of my mouth.
He asked me if I was dating anyone, and I said, yeah. And he said, oh, that's great. What's his name? And I said, Kate.
My parents came out to visit, and we were staying at the hotel at Disneyland, and it's, the happiest place on earth. So I thought, what better place to break the news? My mother immediately burst into tears. I said, well, would it be better if I was on drugs? And she said, well, at least drugs can be fixed.
So I decided to tell my mom. I wrote her a letter. She didn't talk to me for like 3 months. You had your chance, is what I told my mom. I said, you had your chance to live your life. Now this is my life, and is what I told her. I said, if you don't want to be a part of that, then that's your loss.
From there, it was just months and months and months of them slowly getting used to it.
And I prayed for my mom. I prayed for that she would come around, that she would change the way she thought, and she did eventually.
It has now been 11 and a half years that Jason and I have been together. My parents just helped us buy our first house 6 months ago. Are you happy? Are you happy? She just that's all she makes sure of, and I'm really, really thankful for that.
If I could tell my closeted self something from my out self, I would say to not wait until someone else drives you to do it, that you should do it for you.
Don't let anyone force you into it. You have to do it when you're ready.
There's nothing wrong with you.
When it's ready to happen, I feel like it'll happen. It's worth it in the end.
What do you not believe? When I come into your doctor's office and explain the amount of symptoms and pain that I'm constantly experiencing, why is it so hard to believe that that's actually happening to my body? And it's so easy just to brush it aside. Is it the tone of my voice and the way I'm presenting symptoms? Is it that I'm not in pain in front of you? Or is it just because you haven't experienced that amount of pain yourself that you just can't fathom that that's actually a thing? I think I understood it was getting bad again when I started to do everything sitting down. And I think I understood it was getting bad again when a smile became more difficult to produce than a frown. When the room didn't light up whenever I was around. And when the tears came silently, not creating any sound. And I think I knew things were getting bad again when my own internal clock stopped ticking. When the itching for joy became my new favourite pastime. When a laugh with my friends was more like an act that I put on with a grinning mouth that isn't even mine. And I think I knew things were getting bad again when my bed went from being a resting place to being a tomb. And I think I knew things were getting bad again when my pen felt too heavy to pick up and write. When the same damn haunted dreams played in my head throughout the entire night. So I ripped out my hair, in hopes that I'll be able to see clearly, in hopes that those I love dearly will notice. Do the empty patches on my head express it to you? Or should I keep silent and internalise what I'm going through? Or should I continue to release my empty screams into nothingness, with tears flooding down my face? I think I knew it was getting bad again. When the fog came back, the crows flew away and the darkness started to attack. When a simple conversation became exhausting and I avoided all human contact. And when I began to wonder if I'll ever get my permanent smile back.